18 from Greensboro, North Carolina. Sid, Maddie, and Olivia are all juniors at early college at Guilford and are working hard to serve their community by alleviating food insecurity with their innovative app service. They came up with the idea for service when Sid and Olivia were talking about Olivia's mom forgetting to donate to their local food bank. After a challenging development process, team service has grown into a capable and community serving team. So welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Judges, competitors, yes, appreciate y'all for taking our presentation. So let's just get started. We are Team Service, and our motto is not a mile wasted, not a mouth unfed. So today we will be walking y'all through who we are, the issues that our community faces, and how we aim to resolve them through our architecture, what makes us unique, and then finally the future of serving. Starting with our team, everyone, my name is Sid.
I'm Olivia. And I'm Maddie, and we're all juniors at the Early College at Guilford in Greensboro, North Carolina. The first issue that we chose to tackle with our app is one that's unfortunately prevalent in our community, namely food insecurity. Our area, the High Point Greensboro area, is ranked number 14 in the nation for food insecurity. While it is often assumed that food insecurity can be alleviated where food banks exist, this is simply not the case where there is not a steady flow of donations to sustain these food banks. The second issue that we wanted to tackle is one that any team does well. The issue of balancing time between school, extracurriculars, and social life, while at the same time earning the 200 service hours required for the service learning diploma and the 60 driving hours required for a provisional driver's license. So what is Servit doing to resolve these issues? Servit facilitates donation delivery to charitable organizations using a network of team drivers who earn both service and driving hours as they support their community. Our elegant solution allows donors to tell us when and where they want their donations picked up, while teams let us know when and for how long they can drive. Using these constraints, we generate the most optimal route for the donor or the team to pick up these donations from donors' doorsteps and deliver them to charitable organizations. For this service, the team is credited with both service and driving hours.
So our solution benefits four diverse stakeholder groups. Teams can help support their local community while also earning those service and driving hours needed to graduate and for their license. Donors like yourselves, for instance, who can save time and money with the convenience of doorstep donation pickup. Charitable organizations are assisted with the processing and distributing of resources as quickly as possible. And finally, families in need are supplied with crucial resources as efficiently as possible.
And now we'd like to demonstrate how our app works from the perspectives of teams and donors. This is the Servit landing page. This is the sign-in page where users enter an email, a password, and are ready to use our app. From the home page, they can upload a profile picture and tell us a little bit more about themselves. This user has logged in as a donor, and going back to the home page, they can submit a request for a team to pick up their donations by setting their donation pickup preferences. Here, we can see the user enters a time frame between 10 and 2 p.m. and wants to use their current location for pickup, as they enter when and where they want their donations to be picked up. They then quantify how many cans they'll be donating and submit their final request. Now let's take a look at the app from the perspective of a team. This is the team landing page. On this page, the team can update their profile, set their driving preferences, see the route they will be driving for the day, see the driving and service hours that they've earned, purchase Servit merch, as well as refer a friend to Servit. Let's look at the set driver preferences page. This is the page that the team fills out the day before they would like to serve with their availability, the organization that they would like to start from, as well as the size of their vehicle. Let's look at the route the team will be driving today. The route can be seen both as a list of addresses as well as an interactive map view. If the team returns to the listing page, there is a button in the bottom left corner that says Start Driving. When they click this button, as they do now, they are directed to an interactive Google Maps page that gives them turn-by-turn directions as they complete their route.
Finally, the team also can upload a picture of the donations that they delivered to confirm delivery of donation. Now we know this team has driven a little bit in the past, so let's take a look at the service and driving hours they've led. Our app Servit tracks both the service time and the driving time that the team earns for their route. Note that the service time is more than driving time, as Servit takes into consideration the time taken to pick up as well as deliver donations. Finally, any team and donor have the ability to purchase certain merch, thus supporting our nonprofit. Go over now. And as well as the ability to refer a friend to Servit. Right, so let's talk a little bit about the core architecture of the Servit app. Now, to build the Servit app, we use Flutterflow, a visual app development platform built on top of Google's Flutter that has powerful capabilities in facilitating complex application actions. An example would be redirecting to Google Maps, as you saw previously. Now, as you first saw, teams and donors enter their preferences from the preferences page, and they are now considered as constraints, you might say. This constraint data, this raw constraint data, is sent into Google Firebase, where a Python script then formats the data and invokes Timeful, our AI constraint optimization solver, hosted on Amazon AWS EC2. From here, Timeful takes the raw constraint data and generates an optimal route, the most optimal route for each Servit team serving that day. This route data is put back into Firebase, where, as you saw, our app briefly projected onto each team's screen, and both a list of addresses, an interactive map, and also tracks projected credit maps.
Now you might be wondering, does Servit actually work? To answer this question, we live tested our app using a Team Servit driver, real Servit donors, as well as the Greensboro Urban Ministry, a charitable organization in Greensboro. When all was said and done, we received glowing feedback from all involved. The donors loved the convenience of the doorstep pickup. The team felt that the process was productive, and he felt fulfilled as he was serving his community. And the Greensboro Urban Ministry is as excited as we are about the impact that this will have on alleviating food insecurity in our community. So what makes Servit different? Servit is entirely team-driven, literally and figuratively, meaning that it implements a volunteer base that is uniquely situated to serve as in serving as a team driver, they can earn both service and driving hours, working towards not one but two critical targets. Additionally, Servit differentiates itself from other donation pickup services as it is catered specifically to the constraints of both the donors and of the team drivers. Finally, Servit is completely free of charge, unless you drive a Tesla, and as a not-for-profit model, is holding itself to the highest standards of user convenience and accessibility for all involved. What started as our RSA project is now evolving into a nonprofit organization. We plan to expand throughout the greater Greensboro High Point area by connecting with local DMVs, more charitable organizations, and Guilford County schools. For example, we've already been in communication with the Guilford County Department of Service Learning to get Servit verified as a service learning opportunity across the entire school district. Once Servit begins operating routinely, we plan to expand throughout the state using chapter leaders in major areas to keep our system connected and organized. Through word-of-mouth marketing and social media advertising, we want to get as many people serving with Servit as possible. Thank you for attending the presentation of Team Servit, and remember,
not a mile wasted, not a mouth unfed.
Just an acknowledgements page, so we can have them for the judges to read your Q&A.
So judges, do you have questions for our first team?
Hello. Had any of y'all used Flutterflow or Flutter at all before this?
Yeah, so I coded some before. My main experience is in Python. App development, I had played around with Flutter. Luckily, we got Flutterflow. I think it was developed by ex-engineers at Google, right? It goes on top of Google's Flutter. Extremely convenient. I hadn't used it before this, but we got it very easy to use, almost very easy to use.
What would you say was the biggest sort of technical challenge that you ran into, and how did you go about solving it?
Yeah, I would say that it definitely has to do. I think we talked a little bit about the core architecture we have, right? That definitely had to do with using EC2. I had never played around with cloud hosting. Python's very much less an AI constraint optimization solver, right? Something as useful as Timeforward. Luckily, that process was made a little bit easier. Timeforward is adhered to solving problems like TSP, right, the traveling salesman's problem. So it's the use case that it was built for is very similar to the use case that we have, right? But that was definitely one of our biggest challenges. I think cloud hosting was definitely something we struggled with.
Great job, by the way. Really great job at finding a local problem and trying to solve it in the community, but you've also found a pretty universal problem of food insecurity. There are other donations out there that teams can deliver, such as thrift store items, Habitat for Humanity, things like that. Have you considered broadening your reach?
Yes, so I'm actually an intern at Backpack Beginnings, which is one of those organizations in Greensboro that actually has a family market that has, on top of food, clothing, hygiene items, things of that nature, and there's 100% a need. As we are getting off of the ground, we are focusing specifically on food, but certainly as we expand, we will expand to include things that are not food, and working very closely with charitable organizations like Backpack Beginnings, like Greensboro Urban Ministry, to really target exactly what it is that they need in their markets and their organizations.
Thanks so much for your presentation this morning. I really appreciated how you brought together the different pieces of the problems that teams face and also the food insecurity, the needs of your community. I'm wondering, though, as a team, how did you come together and assign roles and responsibilities, what that looks like for your team?
Yeah, sure. So, coming from the art school or early college school, we were already pretty close friends before coming into this project together, and each of us brought our own strengths to the table. Maddie and I did not have as much experience in CS than Sid did, so he taught us a lot, and we both learned a lot, but we kind of used our strengths and what we were best at. Like Maddie and I were good at coordinating what we had to do and getting the presentation together, and I think that we all just came together as a group and had to learn some new things throughout the process and be comfortable with what we didn't know, and just relying on each other and getting input from our intern, from our mentor, to just make a cohesive project from many different ideas and perspectives.
We have just a few seconds left. Any other questions? One question. I saw an analog clock in your app. Was that by design? When you set the time, it's an analog clock.
Yeah. So
Was that intentional?
Yes, I think that was just for ease of use. So if you're logging in as a donor, for example, you're available, you would like a team, you would like me to pick up your donations from Attitude. You just swipe that. I thought it was like cool design.
One more quick one. Great job. Great presentation. Love the demo. I wasn't 100% clear on how did someone get out. You were awesome in terms of notifying the team driver, the clock, all of that. But how does someone know when the delivery is happening? Is there another, how does the donation center, or how do they know when the delivery is actually happening, the last piece?
Yeah, so how do donors know when their donations are getting picked up? Yeah, so what we do, right, when the teams and donors enter
Sorry, not the donors, but the ones that when you're delivering.
the charitable organizations. Yeah, so typically charitable organizations, what we are the current plan, charitable organizations often have a big donation box kind of, or an area where from this time to this time, which is normally 8 to 10 to 12 hours, teams can drop off donations. As you saw in our live testing, we contacted the director of the food pantry who's working on the issue. We wanted to introduce him to our app and everything. But typically, I think food pantries are very good.
Yeah, so one of our constraints is just their opening hours. And like for example, at Back to the End, they have been out while they're open, that throughout all their opening hours, someone can come and come. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.